Guys, it's no use putting it off. The best time for an underwear refresh is now. Tommy John underwear is designed for a perfect fit that stays put all day. There's zero chafe thanks to 4 times more stretch than competing brands. And their innovative horizontal quick draw fly is a game changer. With over 30 million pairs sold, there are thousands of men out there more comfortable than you. Don't settle for less. Go to TommyJohn.com today for 25% off your first order with code COMFORT. That's TommyJohn.com, code COMFORT. Tommy John. Comfort perfected.
I think I need to start this episode again with a content warning because I am high
as a kite.
You say I talk too much, say I ask the wrong things, but if the truth feels weird, then I'm pulling that string. So quote me, it's probably nothing. Just asking questions, yeah, that's my thing. Laughing through chaos, digging through lies. If it makes you uncomfortable, I'm doing it right. So quote me, it's probably nothing. Say it too loud, now it's stuck in your head. If this all goes wrong, just remember I said it's probably nothing.
Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to Don't Quote Me, It's Probably Nothing. Today is Tuesday, which means it's True Crime Tuesday, but this is a different true crime that I'm doing today. And I probably should have done this last week with Valentine's Day being this past weekend, but I'm doing it today. And we're going to talk about the crime that is dating in our world today. I feel like modern dating is a battlefield, a war zone, a wild, unfortunate thing that people have to deal with. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to scroll on TikTok and read like terrible dating stories. Not gonna lie, some of them literally make me laugh out loud pretty hard because the audacity of some of these people. But I decided I wanted to make an episode about it because I'm in a funny mood, okay? And I think this might be funny. Also, something funny that happened earlier today. So I stopped at my friend's house because she had a bunch of stuff to give me. And her mom, I guess, is missing her 2 front teeth. News to me because I had no idea. So I guess she wears one of those things where it's like a retainer with teeth attached maybe. And sorry, if you hear yelling, my son is playing Madden. So do with that what you will. But so yeah, she might have one of those things that like, I think it's called a bridge, but it's like the retainer with the teeth attached. Anyway, so she ran to the store and then she comes back and she's all out of breath walking in. And I noticed her 2 front teeth were missing. And she was like, yes, I wore my teeth into the store. I was having an asthma attack. And I had to take my teeth out so I could breathe. But it made me chuckle because I guess, like, you ever try to breathe with your mouth closed? Sorry, I snorted. You can't do it, but like she could literally close her mouth and just like open her lips and like still be able to breathe. I mean, you can breathe with your mouth closed and like while you're clenching your teeth, but like imagine the airflow that goes into her lungs if she were to do that versus somebody else. Did I mention that I'm really high right now? But anyway, if you're new here, I get high and talk about weird stuff. So, since I already mentioned that this episode's gonna be like about dating, I guess. If you've ever sat across from someone and thought like, this is going to be a story one day, then this episode is for you. Okay, this first one is from Bored Panda, like the site. So this girl goes on a first date with this guy, right? Everything's normal enough at first, okay? So they're sitting across from each other at a restaurant making like small talk and getting to know each other, like typical date stuff. And then out of nowhere, this guy is just like, I'm out. And this girl's confused, like, because out of what? Exactly. Then he tells her to look under the table. And when she does, she realizes that he had taken off his pants under the table and was fully exposed down there on a first date in a restaurant. Like, this man literally thought that was going to maybe escalate things romantically instead of ending the evening immediately. She basically got up and left, obviously. And that was her date. There was like no build up, no flirting that led there, just straight from appetizers to felony, I guess. But that's wild. Can you imagine someone like, ugh. The fact that he just says, I'm out, like, oh man, I'm really high. I hope my husband doesn't hear this, because now he's gonna, like, when, you know, we do stuff, he's gonna be like, I'm out. Like, you know what's the worst though? When, like, I normally don't ever talk about this stuff, so I'll probably end up deleting it, but I'm going to say it anyway in case I don't delete it. But anyway, you know how like you and your person are about to like do stuff, but like neither of you are kind of like in the mood. So then you have to like do something about it, I guess. The worst is like when they're just laying there and they're like, come on. And they just like shake their hips. Come on. Like, excuse me, if you fucking come on me one more time, literally and figuratively. And I was kidding. Oh, shit. I am a little unhinged at the moment. I need to get it together. I think I need to go pray real quick. I'll BRB. Okay, I'm back. I just got done praying that God would make me more ladylike. I'm not even joking about it. That's literally what I just prayed. Okay, so for this next one, this woman is on a first date. All these are about first dates, by the way. So goes on a first date with this guy who is obsessed with his Persian cat. Like, the cat is the main character. He keeps talking about it, showing pictures, telling stories, very like cat dad, but make it crazy, okay? So eventually the date ends up back at his place. And at some point he like steps away, maybe to like grab drinks or use the bathroom or something. And she's just standing there alone. So she sees a black cat outside near the door and assumes, oh, that must be Sudi, the famous cat. So she opens the door and lets it in, except it's not his cat. It's the neighbor's cat. And now there are two cats in the house and they do not get along. So chaos ensues. There's hissing, fur flying. The guy comes back and is like, why is there a second cat in my living room? And then she has to explain that she accidentally kidnapped the neighbor's pet because she thought she was helping. And then she obviously had to leave because you basically just let some stranger in off the street to like fight your child, someone else's child. I mean, that's not really criminal, but still kind of funny. Okay, so this next one. So this girl's on a date with this guy and they go out to dinner and it's totally normal. They're like sitting in a restaurant, probably eating pasta and chicken parm, delicious, you know, and they're just having polite conversation and nothing is weird. But I guess the dude had partial dentures. I wish I would have saved that story that I told you earlier for right now. But anyway, this guy had partial dentures and he was mid-sentence and it apparently flew out of his mouth. Like literally just came out. And it lands not on the table. It lands in her spaghetti. Just chilling. So the best part about this though is that like, obviously if something were to happen like that, you'd probably just like stare in shock. While your brain tries to comprehend everything. But this dude just like calmly reaches over and picks it up, wipes it off and just puts it back into his mouth and keeps talking and eating like nothing even happened. And that honestly, that him just quietly putting it in his mouth I would have gaslit myself into thinking that I imagined the whole entire thing if he did not acknowledge it. Or I would sit there dumbfounded for the rest of the date and probably would not utter a word. Okay, so next, I never know how to start the next one. Like, you know how in like when you're in school and they're teaching you how to write like papers and stuff and describe like an order of events, you're like first, blah, 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 blah. Next, blah, 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 blah. And then third, you know, did I explain that right? Hopefully I did. But I never know what to say. Because like if I say first and then go on some random rant, when do I say second, you know? It's weird. Makes it awkward. Why am I talking about this? Oh yeah. I have to tell you the next story. So this person agrees to go on a first date, which is it's casual. They're just meeting up to get like coffee or dinner, nothing crazy. And the only problem is that when they walked in, it was the entire family. Mom, dads, and siblings. And probably, well, not dads with a S. Dad. Mom, dad. Mom and dad and siblings. I mean, he could have 2 dads and a mom. That happens too. But anyway, instead of like easing into it, they sit this poor person down at a table and immediately start asking questions. And not the cute kind of questions either. They were like, what are your long-term goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are your intentions with our child? Like, bro, I literally just ordered iced tea. But it turned out that the family wanted to meet anyone serious, I used air quotes, before things went further. Before things went further. My brain is not braining today. But yeah, there would be no second date after that, I don't think. But you never know. Okay, so this last one is kind of funny. It made me chuckle, maybe. Okay, so these 2 people are like sitting outside on the grass somewhere. Like very rom-com, you know, which I always wanted to do that. Like have a little picnic because that's what they do in the movies that I watched. But that's never happened. I've never had a picnic. You know why? I don't know if I could like I can eat outside if I'm sitting like on a bench or at a picnic table or something, but like sitting on the grass is awkward. I have very short legs. Sitting Indian style is not attainable at the moment, you know? It feels weird. I cut off circulation everywhere. And then if I sit with my legs straight out, who wants to eat a sandwich sitting on the ground with your legs straight out? Like someone would probably think I'm a little slow if I eat my sandwich like that, you know? They wouldn't be too far wrong. Why am I talking about picnics? Oh, yeah. So these people are on a picnic. So they're mid-conversation, probably asking like their classic questions. And then one of them feels something poke their butt. And not in like a romantic way, you know? Imagine you're talking to someone that you just met and like they just decide to poke you in the butt for some reason. I would be like, excuse me, sir, I will break your finger. Remove it, please. But anyway, so they both jump up thinking that like maybe it's like a bug or something weird. And then out of the earth, like a tiny little horror movie character, a mole pops up. And then they spend the rest of their date mole watching, which I think that could be fun to see little wild animals. I want to do one of those wild animal safaris. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you guys watch 1,000-Pound Sisters? I think, was it Tammy? No, not Tammy. Amy. Her and her boyfriend were in the safari thing and a donkey bit her or something. Then she got arrested for drugs. That show is literally the best. And I've never watched an episode. I just see clips on TikTok. But there's this girl on TikTok. Oh, she is so funny. She puts on all these different wigs and she does all the characters and literally she sounds just like them. It is so funny. But I will say, I do quote me and Amy, my Amy, do it. When they're arguing and she's like, there's stuff you can do. It's like, you don't gotta be a big baby about everything. You know what? I am gonna play it for you. You know why? Because I can.
Try being my size, Amy. You don't know how it is. There's stuff you can do. You want to be a big baby about everything. I ain't baby. You're the damn baby. Grow the up. You first. Bitch, I've been grown. I pay my bills. My bills are paid. Yeah.
Literally the noise that she makes at the end makes me chuckle. Also, how many of you just said that word for word? And also, I forgot already why I even showed you that. Why I even played that. It is time for the docket of dumb. But dumb law edition. Because I thought that was pretty fun. The dumb laws sometimes make me chuckle. Except I am going to make all of the dumb laws about Iowa today. Why Iowa? I don't know. That's just the first state that popped into my head. A man with a mustache may not kiss a woman in public. No dancing between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. One-armed piano players must perform for free. It is prohibited to use a dead person's handicap placard. It is illegal to sell margarine as butter. But I hope that you liked this not True Crime Tuesday episode. I wasn't feeling that kind of crimey, you know? I don't know what I was feeling. Something funny. Yeah, funny. Even though I don't even know if this episode was funny. Because now thinking back about everything that I said, I don't know if any of those stories were funny. You know? But anyway, maybe they made you chuckle. Maybe I made you chuckle. Oh yeah. I got the cutest fan mail. It's called fan mail because that's what the app calls it. It calls it fan mail. But I got the cutest little fan mail, and I want to read it to you because it made my heart smile. Let me just pull it up. Okay, I don't know this person's name, but they're from St. Charles, Missouri. I'm going to read you what they said. They said, and this was just on yesterday. Was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And it says, I just found your podcast and was so entertained. You making comments to yourself was even better than having a second person on there. I can't wait to listen to more. You lifted my spirits and made me laugh on this cold winter day. Thank you for putting out the content. And that made my heart so happy because literally one of my favorite things in the whole wide world to do is make people laugh. So yeah. That made my heart happy. That I made somebody chuckle. You want to know why I like making people chuckle? I'll tell you why. Okay, so when I was in high school, so going into freshman year of high school, I was big into AFI was my favorite band. I was obsessed with Davey Havok, okay? Obsessed. So I literally thought we were going to get married. I mean, I also thought me and Tiger Woods were going to get married, but literally, if I was going to marry anyone, it would be Davey. However, it's probably not ever going to happen. Well, obviously, because I'm married. And he's kind of old, maybe. Anyway, so why am I telling you this? Oh, yeah. So I remember I was like, oh, so emo, it's ridiculous. Okay. And in one of their songs, they mentioned the word Stark. And I didn't know what that meant. So I looked it up and it's kind of like boring, basically, is what it means. And it's freshman year of English, and I had Mr. Koenig for anyone who went to O'Hara. I also prank called him once, and I heard his voice. Well, I was going to prank call him. I heard his voice and got scared and hung up because I was like, he's going to know it's me, even though I never said a word to him, ever, because I didn't have to. And so he wouldn't have known my voice anyway. But anyway, so the first day of English class, we had to write how our summer was. I guess he wanted to see what we wrote and literally my dumb self was like, I'm going to use the word stark. Okay. Before I finish this, I want you to picture, a choker made out of paper clips, and safety pins in my ears. Okay. And the swoopy thing with the hair. Okay. And then I want you to picture that while I'm telling you the rest of this. Okay. So I was like, I'm going to use the word stark and he's going to think I'm the best writer ever. He's going to be like, oh my gosh, look at this literary, if that's the word, literary. Yeah. He's going to be like, look at this literary genius. I'm so grateful to have this girl in my class. Well, this person in my class, because it had to be anonymous. Thank God it had to be anonymous and we didn't have to put our names on this. I'm grateful for that. Okay. So he then decides to read them out loud. So he's reading everybody's out loud. And we were supposed to write a paragraph. I wrote 5 words. I literally wrote hold on, I gotta do a very sad, depressed, emo, teenage angst voice for this. So hold on, let me gather myself. I can't stop laughing long enough to do the voice, so I'll try my best. But I was literally, the way he was like, my summer was very stark. So he's reading these out loud and then he gets to mine and he said it out loud and then it just gets real quiet. It gets really quiet and inside I'm like, this is it. This is where he's going to be like, I don't know who wrote this, but I'm so glad you're in my class. And then, so he gets like real quiet, and then he just busts out laughing. He busts out laughing, and then the other kids in the class start laughing, and I start to kind of like feel a little bad about myself. And it only gets better for this, but worse for me, because right after that, he was like, some people need a lot of work. But the crazy thing is, like, I was a really good writer. I am a really good writer. Anyway, so that was the first time I ever really made someone laugh that hard. And I was like, yes, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So there's that. But hopefully it made you chuckle, because my life makes me chuckle a lot. And if you ever, like, literally want to know what I'm like in person, just listen to this podcast. That is what I'm like all of the time. And yes, my husband rolls his eyes a lot and sometimes says things like, you're maybe a little bit annoying. Oh, man. I laughed too hard telling that story. I made myself a little nauseous. But anyway, I hope you like this episode. I feel like it was supposed to end 5 minutes ago. If you enjoyed this episode or did not, please send it to someone who you think may like it. And if you send it, you can even just be like, don't even give them like the option to listen to it, you know? Just send it and be like, you have to listen to this or else we're not going to be friends anymore. Or else we're not going to take that girl's trip. Or you have to move out, you know? And make them listen to it. So then you guys would have something to talk about and be like, oh my gosh, you hear that weird thing that she said the other day that did that, you know? And then you can chuckle about it. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever it is you listen to your podcast, please leave a 5-star rating. If you're going to rate it, you know, don't click 1 star because that's not nice. That's a bad one. Leave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars are nice. And then like you can leave a comment and be like, yo, you're weird. And then it lets people know that I am weird and do a podcast that people listen to. And yeah, shout out to those listening on Nighthawk Radio. If you haven't checked them out yet, please go check them out because you might find your new favorite podcast. The song of the week is called Lives We Lead, and it's by Greg and Good Company. And I think you should go follow them and stream this song wherever you get your music. Stay weird, stay curious, go be kind to someone for no reason, and go be amazing.
Once a year, one whole week, trading goods, retro chic, Mercury, retrograde, $10 knows what they'll say. Vibes are good, I feel great, drugs feel great, but something's gonna have to give for us to live the way we always like to talk about, but always push away. Everybody loves a dream, but wakes, it seems, back into the lives we lead. Every day I feel cool, microdose, bought my mood, macrodose, made me die, death felt good, I'll be fine, holy shit, what's that like, red feels weird, white's alright, must be God, sure feels nice, I'm alright, but something's gonna have to give for us to live the way we always like to talk about, but always push away. Let's explain that life is free, it's love you need. Lose yourself and live the dream. So confused, was that real? And what's real too? I don't care, how about you? I want food. So something's gonna have to give for us to live the way we always like to talk about, but always push away. Everybody loves a dream, but wakes, it seems, back into the lies we lead. Oh, can we change the lives we lead? Or is it on the movie screen? Playing all the lies we lead. Lose yourself and live the dream.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.